Hi guys, we are going to look into an application where we are going to deploy an Spring Boot on Kubernetes. Now we are going to take a very simple example of Spring Boot and try to deploy it on the Kubernetes. Now when I say Kubernetes, we are going to use Minikube and the kubectl on the Windows machine. So please ensure that you have installed Docker desktop and Minikube and you have kubectl on your machine. So with that we will start our journey. Now the first thing is that to make the things very simple, just go and get the clone my repository which I have given over here. I'll also give the link in the YouTube video at the bottom of my YouTube video. Okay, so let's begin with this. First thing you need to do is just clone this repository. I already have it on my machine, so I'll go with the next step, which is you need to start a PowerShell with the admin mode. So I'm going to start this PowerShell. Okay, so as run as an administrator. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Now my everything is in the D drive, so I'll move on to D drive here. Okay, the first thing which I mentioned over here is just give a name to your the console, that is the PowerShell, so that you don't get confused when you actually start working on this. So I have copied everything here, so this to I can copy it and just put it here quickly. So this. So now this, you can see this has changed, the Spring Boot on Kubernetes. Now this has changed, right? So I'll go to the directory where I have everything installed, or all the artifacts available. Okay. Now here I have everything here. So I'm going to Spring Boot on Kubernetes. This is the application that we have. Okay, so now I'm into the folder where I have my code available. So once you clone the repository, you need to go to this directory, that is Spring Boot on Kubernetes. Okay, let's see what is the next step. Next step is you need to set some environment variable on the PowerShell. That is, you need to set the path for the Minikube. That is, Minikube should be available in the path, and Minikube home. So all these things you need to set. The first thing that I'm going to set over here, as you can see, is this is I have given the path for the kubectl plus the Minikube over here. That has to be set as an environment variable. Also the Minikube home over here. So this is the Minikube home I have, and I'm going to set that also. So this is Minikube home, and I'm going to just set it over here. So this is set. So we are all set now. Okay, to move to the next step. So the next step, okay, so before that you also need to set the JDK home, Java home. So I'm going to take this on my machine. This is how it is, and then I'm going to set this. Okay, now all the environment variables are set. Now what we have to do is move to the next step, where we are going to build the Spring application, right? So for that I'm just going to fire this command over here. Take this command and just fire it. Okay, so just wait for some time, and it might take some time for if you're doing it for the first time. So let's wait and see. Hope it should not take much time here, because I've already built and all the binaries are downloaded into my local machine, so it should not take much time. Let's see. Now while it is building, we will go and look into the POM. Okay, so this is the POM file, and if you see, the artifact ID is this Spring Boot on Kubernetes, and the version is this. So I'll be using this 1.0 as a tag, okay, while pushing the image into the Docker. Okay, let's see if it is okay. This is successful now. Okay, this is what you should see once the build is successful. Now we are going to build the image. Okay, so before that you should log into your Docker. Okay, I'm going to log in here. Okay, and provide my password over here. This is what I should do first. Okay, so wow, something going wrong or what? Let me see. That's right. I hope I've given right password. Oops, I think I gave wrong password. Let me see what's happening here. Okay, so I gave the right password now, and I've logged into the Docker. Now, as the next step, I'm going to build the image. So this is the command, and as I said that this is my user ID, Rahul OpenGTS, and then this is the name, and this is the 1.0 is the tag that I've given, right? So this entire thing I'm going to copy and just put it here, and then this build it. So it should build it, right? So it is doing that. Okay, let's wait for some time, and it should be able to build it successfully. Build the image. Okay, it may take some time if you're doing it for the first time, but okay, this is complete now. Okay, so next let's move to the next step, where we are going to push it to the Docker hub. Okay, so this is okay, there is a space. So this is please see that this is the artifact ID that I've given in the POM, and this is the version. So this is I'm using as a tag. Okay, so I'm going to push it to okay, I'm sorry, this is I need to remove this. Okay, now it should work. So I'll also correct that in my file. So this is I need to remove it. Okay, so let's see if it is. Yes, it is doing something. Just trying to push, and since I already have it there, so that's why it's showing as layers already exist. So you don't bother about that. Just go ahead with this command and then push it to the repository. It might take some time. Just wait for it. Hoping should not take much time. Looks like my internet connectivity is slow, and hence it is taking some time to push to the Docker hub. Let's see. As a developer, you may not bother too much about all the DevOps things, but at least you should know how your application is being pushed or to the cloud, or how the Kubernetes comes into play or Docker comes into play. You should be aware of that. That is why I think it is important to know all these concepts. Okay, let's see. Still taking some more time. Okay. Taking some time. Still don't know where it's stuck. Let's see it. Okay, pushed. It is showing as pushed. So I hope it should come now. Okay, so you're done. So you pushed the image to the hub. Now the next step is in case you have already deployed your this application. So I'll delete the service and the deployment just to be sure that it is not there. So since I had it, so it is giving me a successful message that it is deleted. You may get some error message. Okay, so don't bother about that. So I'm going to again, now this is important command. This is where I'm going to apply this. I'm going to deploy it actually. So just be aware of the space, and here I'm going to deploy this Spring Boot on Kubernetes.yaml is available in the code itself. Okay, just be sure to check the ports here. Okay, if you want to change something, just change the port, change it. So this is I've applied. Now let's see if it is rolled out or not, successfully deployed or not. Let's see. Okay, so there is a space again. Let me see. So it is trying to check, waiting for deployment. Spring Boot on Kubernetes rollout to finish 0 of 1. So it takes some time. So once you fire the apply command, then it is a asynchronous way of deploying it. So behind the scenes it keeps trying to deploy. So it has deployed now. I got the status as deployment Spring Boot on Kubernetes successfully rolled out. Okay, so this is successfully rolled out. Now let's see what next. Next is you need to be listening. You need to start a port forwarding so that your application can listen. This is now okay. Again, there is a space problem. So this is so before I go to the browser and look into that, so let me show you the application itself, where I want to show you the application property file. So this is the context. Okay, so now your cluster is listening on 8080 port. So I'm just going to point it on my browser and see here. This is localhost 8080 Spring Boot, and this is something name you can provide as test message over here, and you should get back the same message. If you get back the same message, that means you have been able to deploy it successfully. So this is it you need to do to deploy your Spring Boot on Kubernetes. So if you face any problem, please let me know, or please write to me on my email ID, and I'll try to reply back on the same. Thank you so much for watching the tutorial. Thank you.